Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Diego Castro. President Marcos joins Filipino Christians in their observance of Holy Week, which started yesterday with the celebration of Palm Sunday. Dave Abuel with the story.
Devotees flocked to Quiapo Church to mark the beginning of Holy Week with Palm Sunday. A procession from Quinta Market to the church started as early as 4 in the morning. This symbolizes Jesus Christ's entry to Jerusalem before he was crucified. In his sermon, Reverend Father Rufino Sesson Jr. urged the faithful to do sacrifices out of love for Christ and not out of obligation.
Ang tunay na pagbibigay, ibibigay mo yung pinakamahal. Mismo ang Diyos ang nagbigay halimbawa sa atin ito. Kung magbibigay ka, ang ibigay mo pinakamahal upang patunayan ang iyong pagmamahal.
Mang Eder, who prayed for his child's health, felt relieved after attending a mass.
Iba po nararamdaman ko pag nagsisimba po ako rito. Yung nagkasakit po ng maluba yung pangatlo kong anak. Sabi po ng PGH, ano po, yung Kawasaki disease po. Simula po noon, last year, pinangako ko po na gumaling lang po ang anak ko. Dito na po ako magsisimba. Sa awa po ng Diyos, ayun, wala na pong sakit ng anak ko.
Aling Anita also prayed for the healing of her illness.
Pasasalamat lang po sa puon, sa kagalingan sa sakit ko. Batusapdo. Sabi sa PGS, opera, sana magaling.
Mayet, who sells palm prawns, prayed for the faithful's wishes would come true.
Umiling ka ng malinis ang puso at malinis ang hangarin mo at ipagkakaloob sa iyo ng Diyos.
Meanwhile, President Bongbong Marcos joins Filipino Christians in the observance of Holy Week. He urged devotees to become better agents of change and conveyors of truth this Lenten season. Malacanang also declared April 6 and 7 as regular holidays for the observance of Monday, Thursday, and Good Friday. Reporting for News 5, Dave Abuel, We Are One News.
Heads up for people traveling during the Holy Week. Train lines have announced suspension of operations for the long weekend. The LRT-1, LRT-2, MRT-3, and Philippine National Railways, or PNR, will suspend all trips from April 6 to 9. All 4 train lines will resume normal operations starting April 10, while the LRT-1 and MRT-3 will observe their regular schedules before the long weekend. LRT-2 has announced last trips will depart from the Antipolo and Recto stations at 7 p.m. on April 5. Likewise, the PNR has released a schedule for its last trips before the long weekend, as seen on your screens. The rest of the schedule is now flashed on your screens. Meanwhile, authorities are temporarily allowing provincial buses to traverse along EDSA from April 6 to 10. This to accommodate the expected influx of passengers traveling for the long weekend. On the same dates, authorities have decided to suspend the number coding scheme for vehicles in Metro Manila. Pag-asa says weather conditions are seen to generally improve in most parts of the country this Holy Week. The coming days are still expected to be hot, with temperatures in Metro Manila seen to reach up to 34 degrees Celsius due to the heat. The Weather Bureau advises Filipinos to wear light-colored clothes and to always bring umbrellas. Filipinos are also advised to drink water when they join Holy Week activities. Hot temperatures are expected to peak by the end of the month or start of May.
Asan pa rin natin yung mga tsansa ng mga pag-ulan, lalong-lalo na sa dakong hapon hanggang sa gabi sa ating bansa, especially sa Visayas at Mindanao area. Asahan natin magpapatuloy itong mainit at maalinsangang panahon sa umaga hanggang sa tanghali. Iwasan natin yung sikat ng araw, lalong-lalo na sa mga oras ng 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. dahil ito nga yung mga times kung saan itatala natin yung mataas na maximum temperatures.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on the One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. The Philippine government welcomes the European Union's continued recognition of the certificates of Filipino seafarers. In a statement, President Bongbong Marcos said it was the first thing he worked on when he met with EU President Ursula von der Leyen in Brussels. The president vowed to exhaust all efforts to address issues in the maritime industry and to develop world-class seafarers. Meanwhile, Migrant Workers Secretary Susan Opre expressed her gratitude to the EU, adding that the country is looking forward to working with them. Foreign Affairs Department, for its part, vowed to elevate the country's maritime education, training, and certification system. On Friday, the EU said it will continue to recognize the certificates issued by the Philippines as it acknowledged efforts to improve the system. Around 50,000 Filipino seafarers were at risk of losing their jobs due to the country's repeated failure to comply with European standards. The government guarantees financial support and other aid for the passengers of fire-stricken ferry in Basilan. The Social Welfare Department and Provincial Government of Basilan have provided over 700,000 pesos worth of assistance. MV Lady Mary Joy 3 caught fire last Wednesday, resulting in the death of at least 28 people, while 7 others are still missing. Investigators from the Philippine Coast Guard earlier said an electrical spark in a passenger cabin may have caused the blaze. The owner of the vessel has since apologized to the victims and their families and vowed to provide all needed assistance. Meanwhile, the PCG has started bagging operations as part of the oil spill cleanup in Oriental Mindoro. Specialized bags are used to seal off cracks found in the vessel to control the leakage. The process is being done with the help of Japanese crew members and their positioning vessel. At least 16 customized bags from Cavite are also expected to arrive in the province on Monday. So far, over 14,000 liters of oily water and 155 sacks of oil-contaminated materials have been collected. The slick earlier prompted a state of calamity in most coastal barangays in Oriental Mindoro. And that's it for this hour. Join us again at 7:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News, all sides, all the time.